So you're here to learn how you guys can use the Hope attack strategy here at Tunnel 10. Well, this guide has got you covered. Now we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but we're going to be first starting off with the first thing of any attack, the funnel. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go over that, key objectives, we're going to talk about specifically the spells and the hog usage as well. Now in terms of this, let's kind of go ahead and go over the funnel. So with this attack, you have your P.E.K.K.A.s and wizards. So obviously you're going to be using those to set the funnel, and you don't want to set a small funnel. You want to set a much wider funnel, so then your heroes are easier to control as they go in. So obviously, you have like sort of like this, like these buildings here, but they could be destroyed, especially these outer buildings like here and right here. Those could be taken out by wizards, meaning that now we have easy pathing when we have the wall wrecker going this way. Now, not only this, but we also need to know the pathing of the wall wrecker. So obviously from here, the easiest entry point is from here. The DPS is sort of spread around the base, fairly easy to get pushed into the base with that wall wrecker to get a lot of value. Now, in terms of value with your kill squad, we're going to be specifically looking for the CC and Queen, possibly a multi-inferno, and also possibly the enemy king. We also want to try and pull up any traps as possible. Giant bombs, spring traps, and skeleton traps are always going to be really good things to get from the kill squad. Now, in terms of going back to the funnel, obviously setting the wide funnel with the P.E.K.K.A.s and wizards, one thing I wanted to add to this really quickly is that you want at least 2 to 3 of your P.E.K.K.A.s going into the base, so that then they can get a lot of value from this. That's really going to be your main mindset when you guys are using this Hope attack strategy. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the examples so you guys can see the spell usage and how the attack is performed. So obviously, in terms of this, let's go ahead and take a look at the funnel. Obviously, we can see here is, I guess I shouldn't say obviously all the time, but from what we can see, is that the P.E.K.K.A.s are setting that funnel really nicely. We have a couple wizards here on the back end. We're not using all of them. We may want to save some for the funnel or for the cleanup, but obviously setting the funnel here is going to be crucial. And we can see that the wizards are taking out those smaller structures, meaning that we now have easy pathing going through. Now, in terms of dealing with the CC, this works perfectly against softer CCs, such as a damage CC, like a baby dragon, and then also a baby dragon and 2 witches, if you're seeing that, or even an electro dragon. It's really not going to be that big of an issue. It's not like a lava hound or golem CC. Those are definitely much harder. Now, also, in terms of this, sometimes we may not be able to get a multi-inferno, like in this example. However, the heal and the rage were used to try and get as much value as possible. So if we pause it, we can take a look at this multi-inferno is definitely low on health. However, we didn't get it taken out. So obviously this is definitely going to be something that we kind of need to consider. So we have to have our plan B if a multi-inferno doesn't go down. Now, in terms of your heal spell usage and also your poison spell, let's talk about poison spell first. You can notice that the level 6 poison was already being used here. The level 6 poison should be used, your max poison, from your CC should be used on the enemy clan castle. That way, you're able to get rid of the clan castle fairly quickly. It does a little bit more damage, especially higher than your level 4. And then you also want to bring your level 4 for skeleton traps on the back end of the base. Like in this example here, you notice that there are a few skeleton traps on that back end being pulled up. So those are a few things to keep in mind. Now, in terms of your heal spells, you're going to heal over as many groups of hogs as possible, and you also want to heal over as many defenses as possible. This is going to also include multi-infernos, a lot of point defenses, and also other splash buildings like the bomb tower and also the wizard tower. Those are all going to be extremely important when you guys are doing this attack. Not only this, but we also need to predict the trap placement as well. So obviously with this base design, there wasn't too much of an emphasis on this. However, the base was completely wrecked specifically because we had the P.E.K.K.A.s moving along this way, and then we had the hogs going through the rest of the base going this way. That's what happened with this sort of attack. So even though I didn't kind of go over any of the giant bomb spots or the possible spring trap spots or anything like that, what's really important to note is getting the key objectives and knowing what to heal over. So for instance, giant bombs, just like how I said there with in terms of the defenses and all of that. So those are all really important. So let's go ahead and show you guys another example using this attack strategy. So we've got this example right here, and let's just talk about a few things here with this attack strategy. So there's a few things though that we kind of need to take a look at this base design for. For one, we see that the queen and the town hall are fairly close to each other, compared to being in the center of the base, which was a little bit further, like in the previous example. In this one, obviously the town hall is actually a little bit closer, or the queen is a little bit closer to the town hall. Now, what is the quickest way to get to the queen without having to go through a lot of walls and buildings and stuff like that? Well, I think the easiest section is right here. Specifically, we can get into the Multi-Inferno, which is a big compartment, mind you. And not only that, but the queen's radius does reach over into this inferno, meaning that when the bowlers from that wall wrecker go into the base, they're going to be able to deal with the inferno and also the queen, getting a lot of value from the bowler bounce. Now let's take a look at it in terms of this. If we take a look at the spacing of the buildings, this is huge as well because we want to predict trap placement. So there could be a giant bomb around in these areas, could be some traps around the Multi-Inferno, we have no idea. There could be some traps hidden along these little spaces. Mostly, I'm just highlighting spaces where there could be possible traps. So giant bombs, spring traps, and other stuff. So obviously, there could be spring traps right here, including on the outside. That's something to keep an eye out on, because you have no idea where traps or even Teslas could be when you're doing a fresh hit. So these are all the spaces. So you really want to predict this. So you want to predict where would the best possible trap placements be in terms of the spring traps, where the giant bombs at, and you just got to predict those. And in my mind, I would say most of the time you see a lot of giant bombs near Multi-Infernos. So that's something to consider when you guys are doing this attack. But not only that, but you also want to consider where that queen is placed, because sometimes you'll have the traps near the queen, sometimes you'll have them away from the queen. That's sort of something that you got to really consider. But other than that, you want to try and take a look at and predict where that queen is placed and where the back end of the base is. That way, if you see where someone would possibly try to defend a kill squad by having all the traps in another secluded area, like for instance on this base design where they could be here, this could make it fairly easy to identify where the best possible entry point for your hogs, knowing where the traps are. Obviously, there could be traps there. There could be some spring traps on that side, but obviously you want to try and predict that as much as possible. This may not be the best area, though, to enter into with your kill squad. If we notice here from this example, again, setting a wide funnel is huge with this, because you want to try and be able to make sure that the queen, king, and the P.E.K.K.A.s move into the base. Also notice here that they're all stalling here, but you still have the bowlers and the P.E.K.K.A.s moving here. The rage and the heals are going to specifically be used onto the bowlers to protect them and also rage them up to get a lot of value. That's specifically what you try to do with the rage spell. You're not using it on anything but them. Now, obviously, with this, if we pause it right here, notice the easy pathing now we have with our hogs. It's almost straight line pathing, just like miners. But obviously, they do go for defenses, meaning that we are going to have to be a little bit smarter about it. But kind of just look at the easy pathing that we have moving the hogs into the base. That's something that you really want to try and figure out and try to pinpoint, because obviously that's going to help you a lot with this attack. Notice that there was a giant bomb right there. That's why we're using the heal spell, healing over wizard towers, Multi-Infernos. We also want to heal over bomb. I think I might have said bomb towers, but no. Bomb towers, also giant bombs paired with small bombs, those are also huge. And also any other point defenses and any splash that I may have missed. So obviously those are all huge in terms of this attack. So like for instance a Tesla farm or an Expo farm, something similar to that. The only thing though that you cannot defend is going to, or predict, is gonna be where those spring traps are. Those are obviously gonna be hog killers, so 100% you've got to really take a look at the base design and try to predict where, where those are, like I said at the beginning. And also, not only that, but you just want to be really careful because sometimes your hogs are going to hit every single spring and you'll fail the attack. So that's something that you guys really need to consider when you guys are doing this attack strategy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at one last example to show you guys exactly how you guys can use this attack strategy. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at all the possible trap placements on this base design. Now, if we kind of take a look at this back end here, like on this side, obviously, it doesn't look like there's too many spots because 2 of the spots, though, are being covered by the Multi-Infernos. So another thing to kind of consider here is also, where's our entry point going to be? Well, we can't attack from here. It's just going to be a little bit too difficult, and also, this would probably move out this way. It's just not going to be as much value as we want. Meaning that what we want to do is we want to stay inside the base as much as possible and get value from the bowlers. So in terms of this, if we take a look at from here, notice that this entire side is actually a good area to use our kill squad on, because a lot of these buildings are close together, meaning that we can get value from a bowler bounce in terms of the kill squad after the wall wrecker pops and the bowlers do pop out of there. So this is a good area. We can also get some wizard towers. Even that is a lot of good value. Even if we don't get any multi-infernos, you saw from the first example that even getting one multi-inferno can still really, or not even getting any infernos can still be good, especially as long as we get a couple wizard towers, at least one. That's sort of the goal, but here we can possibly get 2 or more. So that's sort of a good thing here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trap placement. I'm pretty sure though that most likely a good chunk of the traps are going to be in this area. The other trap placements could potentially be near this multi-inferno, near this one, and also in these areas here. These are the only possible areas I could really see other than, them being on the other side of the base. But you can see there's not too much trap options in terms of this base. And if we take a look at from this other side, there's not that many defenses to anchor those hogs onto the back end. We don't have any cannons, archer towers, we have like a mortar, but that's about it. And we don't have any of the Teslas there. A majority of the Teslas, though, would probably be on this side, since it's going to be away from the queen, it's away from the multi-infernos, so it kind of makes sense to keep them spread out, spaced away from the other pieces of value. Because possibly, who knows, you could actually start your hogs from the other side. But obviously from here, we can take a look that the town hall was not placed correctly. It was not placed near the queen, and it also wasn't placed in a solid area. We can possibly take advantage of this, and by taking a look at the base design here, we pull up a Tesla farm. And that's the thing to look for with this attack strategy as well. Getting rid of any value, this includes a Tesla farm, can be huge. If we take a look at this example right here, we notice that there is a damage CC. It's a lot softer. So that's what I mean by a soft CC, meaning that it's fairly easy to take out with a poison. It's really not going to slow down your units at all. So definitely it's going to be really strong for a kill squad to get through. By taking a look at the base design, we're getting a lot of value from the P.E.K.K.A.s, the bowlers, and the king being able to tank for a lot of it. So obviously we can now tell that the hogs are going to be able to move across the base. We still have the queen up with her ability as well, meaning that she can possibly reach over the wall and help those hogs out by getting rid of the multi-inferno. It can really be a very big, especially having that queen still up and moving through. Obviously, I was correct on the placement of those traps. There could have been, and again, I didn't also mention the skeleton traps. You just gotta know that they possibly could be on the back end, but the heal spell is being used over the multi-infernos. No wizard towers except for that one, so he did use a heal spell on that one wizard tower, but again, healing over the splash buildings and also going through those other sort of buildings, and also poisoning up the skellies in order to deal with them in full. And that's how you guys use this attack strategy, dealing with the defensive CC, and how you guys can identify the base in order to use this attack. So with that being said, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see another Hope strategy video, and also let me know if you guys want to see some more hog attacks here at Town Hall 10 or even at Town Hall 11, and I will definitely bring those videos to you guys. Also, let me know in the comments below if you guys did enjoy. I really appreciate all the support that's going on with the channel. Another thing is, if you guys want to join Sniper's Victory, feel free to. Their link is going to be in the description below for their Discord, and feel free to go ahead and join my community Discord, and also follow me on Twitter at _corruptyt. With that being said, that's going to do it, guys, for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.